This video is going to be on some details for painting, also close-up of paintings, so you can look exactly how I paint as one idea. You might come up with something that works best for you. The methods I'm going to show you now are just some of the things that I do. And let me show you. I'm just going to use some of this blue paint here so you'll be able to see. First of all, the main thing is having your brush cut to fit. In this case, if you can see how close, there's a ridge right here, and that ridge, between the ridge and the top, needs to be painted. This is a burgundy bottle. They all have ridges. There's different colors. There's a burgundy color. This one here happens to be we call a shard. And so let me show you how I do this. Sometimes I'll have to put 2 coats on. And then you clear the top. There's a little bubble up. So this would be the finish. Like this. These are very simple to paint. So you'd have no problem doing this. Okay? That's one area, one type. Another one happens to be an ornament. No, there is no ridge here. And so I will paint, in this case, let's say it's going to be that distance right there. If you look at the, that's how much paint that I'm going to put on that ornament. So I need to cut you see this is too big, right? So what you want to do is you have to trim this foam brush down so that it'll meet that. My scissors here, take the label off. Let's see how we can do here. Take a little bit at a time, because if you get too short, as you can see right now, it's still too big. Okay, so I'm going to cut a little bit more off. So this is what, see how close I've cut this brush to fit the size of that paint that's on this bottle. And that's important. It's much easier to do everything. It'll keep you close. Again, holding the brush here on the foam part, do not use up here at the handle or even here. You want to have a hold of this brush, and I'll show you this. Let me show you how we're going to do it on the ornament here. And then we'll do it on another type. The idea on this, on an ornament, I hope you can see this, is that you start the ornament. The main thing is you want to have a straight line, and you want to go down a little bit, so that it matches the other side. See? Alright? The main purpose try to do is, on an ornament, make sure that one of these edges, like in this case, it's pretty straight, So you can make an error on the back, but you want to have one that's perfectly straight. See this eye hook here? That's what I use as my focus point. And I'll paint the top. Sometimes there's a little too much paint in here, but that's pretty good, as you can see, as you move around. And what I do, I'll show you again. See if I can do it again here. Is I'll see where the eye is here. That eye right there. I put the paintbrush on the other side of the eye and try to have it straight right there. Now I didn't put enough paint on this, but you gotta go down a little bit, otherwise it won't match on the other side. Okay, I didn't put enough paint on the brush, but you got the idea. Is that, see how that's straight, but the back is a little bit up. A customer doesn't see that. All they'll see is the label. When I put a label on here, the label will match the straightest line I have. And so when the label is on, you look there and you say, okay, there's a straight line right there. Alright? I wouldn't put it on the back, because to see how the back is, it's going down a little bit. Alright? You wouldn't put the label on that side. You would put the label on this side. Sometimes the straight line, look at this side here. This side is pretty straight too. And so is this side. So I can either do, I find the straightest line I can, and that's where I label. Okay? I've showed this on when you do ornaments, when the ornaments thing, but this is a detail on painting. Now, on this, we'll use the same brush, and I'll paint. If I'm going to do blue, for an example, this blue color, if I do this, I'll try to find everything that needs to be painted blue. I don't care what size bottle it is or whatever it is, so that I stay with, since the paint is open, and I want to stay with that, so I'll have everything prepared, so I do all blue. When I'm doing black, I'll have everything set up for various orders. It could be 4 or 5 different customers, and if it happens to be black, then I'll have all of those magnet trays all set up for each one of those customers, and I'll paint them all black at the same time. Alright, so you don't go back and forth, back and forth. When you're done with this brush, painting it, you can rinse it out and save it again. This paint comes out in just warm water or even cool water. But it rinses out good. Wrap it in a paper towel, a moist paper towel, and that'll be perfect. All right. Now let me show you this happens to be a 101B black. There is no ridge. Okay, there is no ridge. That has, I call these freestyle. Just like the ornaments are kind of freestyle, because there is no ridge or anything for me to paint in between them. So I have to just do it myself. Again, I will show you something here. I'm gonna put my brush straight up. Do a straight line, and then I go down a little bit, because the bottle, see, now I didn't do that good of a job here. You see that? I went down a little too much. Let me see it. Let's look at another one. Go straight up. Straight across. And then a little bit down. Because the bottle is curved, then I'll paint the edge here. And I look at every one of them like this. See, I'm looking at the front of this bottle. And I'm looking to see if I have a straight line here or not. This isn't perfectly. Again, I went down a little too far. See how a little edge came down on that? Let's see if I can do another one. Sometimes I have these days. But I can fix this. Let me show you how I can fix this. Like this one here. All I have to do is come back. Come across a little bit. Now I have a straight line. Okay, sometimes I'll paint the back. Let's do another one. This is why you want to use fresh paint, because this paint is kind of thick. So, go up. Now look at that. See there? That's fairly straight. This one would be acceptable. Alright? Now you notice I have some bubbles in here. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's a bubble here. And what I try to do, if the paint is thick, sometimes all the bubbles will disappear. This paint here is a year old. It's August 13th, 2019. That's when I painted this customer's. They had special different colors for everything. So everything dries really nice. You can see this starting to dry already. Now, sometimes when I paint, let me see if I can get in one here that's really thick. It might not be the straightest in the world, but I want to show you something. Move it down. There. Sometimes it gets thick and see the eye? The eye is closed in with paint. Alright? Now, when this dries, whoops, I will use a 1/32 drill. A 1/32 drill, it's right here. When this dries, I can punch this out with a 3/32 drill. It fits perfect right in there. See how I did that? Okay? And that just saves a lot of time. So you have an open there. You have an open piece on there. Now there's some of the detail with painting that I hope will help you a lot. Again, you use the blue gloves. You cut your brushes to the size you need. That's very important. Okay? The next video after this one is going to be ornaments. The whole process of doing ornaments and the whole procedure for that. Okay?